folks. Welcome to Economic Observations. My name is Chris. Today is Monday evening, the 26th of July, and thank you so much for watching. Today's video is sponsored by the Tanzania School Foundation, a nonprofit near and dear to my heart. There are links below to learn more. By supporting TSF, you are helping support this channel. Let's get started. So much going on in the world. Evictions are going to come to fruition come Saturday. Lots of landlords are already filing their paperwork with the courts, and the courts are getting ready to be overwhelmed. They anticipate millions of people losing their homes, and this is going to be catastrophic for not just our economy, but for the lives of the tenants that haven't paid rent, and as well as the landlords, because evictions can be grueling, and they are not fun for anyone. I don't know where these people are going to go, and my heart bleeds for them. This is like a lose-lose situation. The tenants are going to have a really hard time finding a new place close to their schools, close to their jobs. Their places for rent are far and few between, and what is available, the rents have skyrocketed. And also, these people are going to have an eviction on their record, and it's going to make it even harder for them to find a home. I don't know what's going to happen. Are we going to see tents popping up across the street from our homes? Anything's possible, folks. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and we don't even know which of our neighbors is having a difficult time. Also, the forbearance is coming to a close too, and that is set to have some more catastrophic consequences. I know that if you have a government loan, a VA loan, a Fannie Mae loan, the government is working to have work it through with people so people aren't foreclosed on. But we may see a lot of homes coming to the market. We may see a lot of landlords just giving up and saying, I'm done. I want to sell my house. I don't want to do this anymore. They might want to take a higher price for their house if they can get it. But with more houses on the market, I think the prices are going to come down. A lot of buyers are saying no. A lot of million-dollar homes are being sold with people who have the means to do so, but the smaller homes are slowing down. I know that in my neighborhood, there are many small little ranches, 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, living room, kitchen, and a bathroom, and with a small backyard, and they are not moving because a lot of people just can't afford them. It's different in all areas of the country. Not one state is alike. I know in Texas and Florida, they are seeing surges of institutional investors buying homes and renting them out, and not just buying homes, but buying entire neighborhoods. I don't see that in Massachusetts at all. I was walking around Boston. I did some video footage of commercial real estate. The downtown Boston area is quite devastated. There were blocks, the entire block, where every retail space was vacant. There was one street, it used to have 3 lunch cafe kind of places, salad places, all gone. You walk down some other streets where there was small, the Watch Hospital or a diamond place or a camera store, all gone. City Sports, gone. Restaurants, gone. Everything is gone. It was like walking through an apocalypse. And I don't know when or how those will ever come back to life. I remember in the 1990s, I worked downtown Boston. I would walk around at lunchtime or after work. I'd go out with some colleagues. The place was booming. There was Filene's Basement there, and Filene's and Macy's, and people were out and about, and people were enjoying, what Boston had to offer. And I don't see that anymore, and it's really, really sad. I don't know how Macy's is going to survive. I walked through the first floor. I walked in one door and out the other, and I maybe saw 4 people in the whole store. So I don't know. The only store that seemed to be booming was Primark, and if you have ever gone in there, boy, their stuff is crap. And I would rather spend money on some quality clothes that's going to last me a long time than buy some crap at Primark that you wear once and then you throw it away. Goldman Sachs anticipates the economy to slow down in the second 2 quarters of this year. They forecast the U.S. economic activity in the second half of the year, pointing to sluggish consumer spending on services, as well as threats posed by the new COVID Delta variant. During the pandemic and the start of the recovery, Americans spent big on goods. Used car prices soared, and so did furniture and other household items in response to the surging demand and shortage of materials. But normal times, consumers spend much more on services like concerts and dining out. The big spending on goods that has defined the pandemic recovery so far isn't sustainable to keep the U.S. economy growing. So they think fears around the Delta variant are keeping services and spending down. The service category where spending remains depressed are generally either associated with high virus risk, such as live entertainment events, or office-based work such as ground transportation, dry cleaning, women getting their nails done, buying clothes, paying for parking in cities, gasoline. All that is not going to keep the economy going because that is all going to halt again. I was in Boston. I drove in. I parked in a parking lot. I've parked in that parking lot before. Usually I have to go 6 levels underground. I only had to go 2 levels underground. So that parking lot, it was probably at, 30% capacity. So we are seeing those parking garages and those big high rises. I walked through the lobbies of a couple of office buildings, those stores that are in there, the lunch places, the shoe shine guy, the restaurants, all gone. Nothing is in the lobbies of the buildings because people aren't there. And you can't bring back the economy to 100% based on a one-time purchase of a car or some new furniture. And that's what kept the economy going. And we are not going to see a rebound like we have when we first started recovery. Goldman Sachs says in this article that between July and September, they expected an 8.5 annualized growth before dropping to 5% in the last 3 months of the year. For the full year, Goldman Sachs predicts a 6.6% growth. From 2022, the pace of expansion will slow even further, trending back towards 1.5 to 2% annualized growth, what the nation typically saw before the pandemic. So even though roughly half Americans are vaccinated, they say cases are rising. They think while consumers appear to be comfortable returning to high contact services, some are still hesitant, and they are likely to remain cautious for now as the spread of the Delta variant keeps COVID fears alive, delaying full. It is yet to be seen. I guess different parts of the country have different responses to this variant. We have a lot to learn still, and we shall see. But according to Goldman Sachs, they think that growth will somewhat stabilize and normalize in 2022. We have some other news. We have raging fires in California, extreme heat in the west of the country. We have flooding in China, flooding in Germany and Belgium, and it is putting additional strain on the supply chains, folks. And this is not going to bode well with any recovery because the Delta variant around the world is also slowing production down in many countries, and it is slowing the supply chain down. Let's see what's happening in even Brazil with coffee. They had a severe drought followed by 2 frosts, which killed so many of their coffee plants. Brazil provides 40% of the coffee globally. So the futures of coffee has spiked by 14%, and we can expect it to rise even further. So be on the lookout. Oil is having a hard time being transported around the world. Steel, any goods from China, Thailand, and Japan are having a hard time with cars because of the COVID pandemic, and things are still in a bottleneck, and it will not improve. The only consolation we have is we're not in it alone. This is a global problem, and every country around the world is facing it together. All right, folks, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching and making it to the end. Don't forget to like this video or hit subscribe if you haven't. Call someone, tell them you love them, be kind, and I'll talk to you real soon. Have a great evening.